are BackChat, episode number 100 and something, powered by Fleet Network. But today, not as you know it.
Yeah,
as
different.
they like to say on the project,
They
the worst
it,
television show in history
of all time, I think, actually.
Hammer, of course, beside me, like usual. Scully, nowhere to be seen. So we were in where were we? Sydney. We were in Sydney over the weekend.
Yep.
Saw Scully Saturday night. Friday night in Sydney, and then I left at a different time to him. Don't know where he ended up, and then all of a sudden he was in Melbourne.
Okay.
And he's still in Melbourne.
Wow. Yeah, okay. So Scully's not here. That's all right. We
don't know where he is.
We can steady the ship without him.
We're just going to call... Yeah, we're going to go without him. But tell you what, as soon as I say that, we're just going to call him now and find out where he is. Don't know his number, so I'm searching Will Schofield. All right, let's call him, see what he's up to. Here we go. This is exciting.
Isn't it? Fuck you, Joel. I got him with one.
Hello, BackChat.
Fuck you, Joel.
How are you, boys?
Yeah, not too
Very
bad,
good.
mate. Self?
Sorry, yeah, good. Sounding like I'm in one, an echo chamber, and two, some sort of freeway probably. I'm not sure how I'm sounding, but it's a bit of a first, me being off the couch. How you boys going? You got things under control over there, Dan?
Yep, under control. I was just saying to Hammer that I saw you on Friday night in Sydney, and then I don't think I saw you again. All of a sudden you're in Melbourne, and you're still there. So, yeah, Hammer and I are doing
Correct.
fine, but, you know, we miss you.
Obviously.
I will start with a bit of a shout out to Long Live Jace Nelson, so all the crew that jumped on board with the blood donations early on in the year. So that's where I am. I'm with my brother over here in Geelong. He's still fighting pretty well, but yeah, I did want to say a big shout out to everyone who got involved with that and looking after him. So got a bit of a week of brothers doing no good. Hammer, how's your brother doing?
Yeah, mate. He's okay. I just got off the phone with him then. He's having a couple of scans on his brain tonight. He'll have a look at the comparison between the last scans. So he's doing okay. Symptoms are dying down, but yeah, mate, he's doing okay.
That's good. So yeah, I'm coming live from the University Hospital right now, looking out over the Yangs, which Hammer, I think, is just near Bacchus Marsh, somewhere there, mate.
Yeah, about halfway between Melbourne and Ballarat.
So I'm looking out over the water. It's actually very good. I might actually do this more often. It's quite comfortable here. I don't have to share the couch with Hammer. You've probably got a camera on your face, Hammer.
Yeah, mate, I do, which is nice.
What are you boys talking about today? What am I missing out on? I haven't even seen any of the prep for the show. What are you going through? Finals footy. Fuck,
Yes,
man.
it's finals footy, of course. So we're going to talk about some games. Obviously, UFC 293. I'm going to talk about that because you can't. You weren't there for it. And how we
You
all...
need to give me an update.
Mate, we almost didn't get in.
happened?
We almost didn't get in. Jade and I rock up and we get escorted by someone. Like security, firstly, don't want to see us. Then all of a sudden, this media person comes along, tries to take us to a room. Our names aren't on the list.
That hurts.
She escorts us out of the building. You can't be here. I'm on the phone. I think a message got sent to Jesse Hogan somewhere along the way. We're trying to find a way to get into UFC.
This is Scully at Backstreet Boys areas, I think.
Yeah, and this guy came down. It's
Seriously.
like, boys, I'm sorry, I have to go. Like, you don't have a ticket. And I said, all right, mate, it's all good. We'll just fly back to Perth. And he was like, what? And I said, no good, all good. We'll just fly back to Perth. All good. We just came all the way over here. And he did not like that. Didn't like that bit of sass. But I wasn't.
You would have been
too
ropeable.
Yeah, I wasn't stoked with the situation, but we got there in the end.
Nice.
Both Jaden and I were in the building for the fights. You missed a good one, Scully. You missed your boy Adesanya getting beaten.
Rinsed.
Yeah, it was no
Mate,
good.
I thought it was an absolute lay down misère that Adesanya gets the job done. I watched a bit of the pre-fight stuff. I reckon he was too. Well, I don't want to, take the man on, but I thought he might have been a bit comfortable, maybe. Big Shorty Strickland's running his mouth all week. Adesanya's no issue, no problem, get it done. And I didn't see any of the fight, but you sort of did gloss over the fact that I got you in. I'm in Geelong, and I got you in. Please, Scully, please help me. But if in fairness, I probably was the reason he didn't have a ticket in the first place. But I did fix
Yeah, we got there. I don't know who we need to thank for that second ticket that came through, but Jaden and I were sitting next to each other for a while, and then someone else sat in the actual seat, and Jaden ended up on the other side of the stadium. So it's all right. We got there.
Hey, worth it.
Well, we're saying a big thank you to the UFC for getting us in. Amelia and Nick, the main crew in there, looking after their commercial partners. Just threw a little message, said, look, BackChat's in town. I know there's a few other important people. Dana White's there. Obviously, you've got the fighters.
Jamal Murray was there.
Yeah, Jamal Murray, mate.
Jamal Murray was there.
But no one's as important as Dan and Jaden, obviously.
No.
Correct. And they said, sorry, just let me stop what we're doing right now. I was going to drop everything and make sure we get Dan and Jaden. And you know what? It happened. So
it happened. Thank you, mate. Really appreciate it. Hey, we're going to let you go in a sec. One last thing that I think you should probably be here for. We have merch that's being launched.
Shit.
New merch.
Wow. What ones? What do we got?
Well, Nick's got it up. Can bring it up on the screen for us.
Holy shit.
Yeah, all the hoodies, t-shirts,
hats, BackChat.
Yep.
Good
colours.
Oh, wow. We're talking different colours.
Yep.
You boys can't see me right now, but I'm actually wearing some OG merch, but it's sort of, it's very good, clearly, but this new stuff, I mean, tell you what, it looks very good. Can people buy it, Dan, or are we just looking at it on screen?
You can buy it, I think. I think it's pre-sale.
Well, I mean, yeah, pre-sale stuff.
It's pre-sale. So you're going to go onto the website, backchatstudios.com.au. There's a merch store there. Yeah. And you can pre-sale. So we don't physically have the merch yet.
Yeah. Do they have to hack us this time to get this stuff?
No hacking necessary.
Wow.
Please go onto the website, backchatstudios.com.au.
Sort that out. Go and sort that out. Boys, I'm going to have to love you and leave you.
Yep.
Thanks for popping by. Got a few things going on back here. But get the merch, get it all around it. I actually bought some. I bought some in a little bit of a late hour. I'm sure Indy saw that order come through. I bought a hoodie just because I thought I might donate to the cause, that being BackChat.
Obviously. You probably used the BackChat credit card, though.
Yeah.
I just want to leave you with this.
Okay.
We need to get so fucking far around the GWS Giants. It's
mate. The Jack Buckley's franchise, mate. We're there.
Correct.
We are on board the Giants. There's a big sound.
Big.
I was with the CEO, Dave Matthews, last night. He's in Geelong too.
Name drop.
We're just confirming that. Yeah, just to drop a name. We're just confirming this is now the GWS Giants podcast for the remaining time of finals, and I can't wait for them to beat Brisbane in a grand final. That's what I'd like to leave you with.
And it's there's a big sound, and I'm all for it. Great song.
And he's gone.
See, I like the way.
Let's go. Good way to leave us.
Well done.
There we go. So merch is coming out. BackChatStudios.com.au. Look up that, and there's a whole page dedicated to the merch. So pre-sale. I'm not sure when it comes in, but just got to be a bit patient with us.
Yeah, be a bit patient. Speaking of BackChat merch and BackChat related items of clothing, yesterday I had to do some work out near Lathlane. So I was at a play group and had to do an appearance there for my community side of my job. And as I was driving as a saint, as I was driving past Oval 2 at Mineral Resources Park, I saw about 15 guys kicking the footy and doing full ground drills and all this sort of stuff. It was the, I don't know if I'm going to get their name right, but it was the BackChat FC guys.
Was it?
Yeah, like they had their, how we got those jumpers? It was the boys.
Oh,
having a little kick, just knocking about town, kicking and training. It was great, sensational. And I just looked at it and I thought, hey, tip the hat to you, respect. I was in a rush and had work to do, so I didn't stop by and have a kick. But for those boys that I know are listening, hey,
well done.
I saw you and respect.
On the weekend?
Yeah, just knocking about town, mate.
Very good.
It's a bit like you on a Monday at just shooting at Loftus. We should get you a BackChat shirt. We should do a BackChat basketball shirt for all the people that knock about town and shoot hoops on a Monday.
Athletic ID, if you're listening, they make basketball merch and stuff.
We'd love some.
Get around us, please.
Get around us, please. We'd love some basketball merch.
Speaking of that, so I didn't do any exercise on the weekend. I packed exercise gear into my luggage for Sydney. I was going to go for runs. Stupid. I was going to do this and that. Didn't even look at the shoes. Didn't look at the shorts.
Respect.
So, are you going to get back on track? I'm getting back on track this week.
Yeah, I have to get back on track this week. So, Jared texted me last Thursday saying, "Mate, how's Fat Chat? How's the week going?" I said, "Look, I got to be honest with you, mate. I got to bear some hard truths. It's been a tough week for me. Obviously, got knocked out of the elimination final last Sunday. Since then, haven't done any physical exercise, have drunk way too many shelters, have had way too much food. I was in the Gold Coast for AFLW on the weekend, and I was going out for dinner with a mate, I was getting picked up. He's picking me up at 6 o'clock to have dinner at 6:30, which would have been a Palmer. It was a Palmer in the end. And at about 5:15, I was like, geez, I'm hungry. Walked to the Woolworths. You know those sushi trays that they do in Woolworths? I got 2 of them. So I had 24 sushis before I went. Before I went and had a chicken parmigiana, and like 4 pints. So it was tough. It's been a real. I haven't stepped on the scales. Refused to.
Yeah.
Have the Sandover medal tonight, so we'll get on. Have a few beers. Have a few beers there. Enjoy myself, and then I'm locking in.
Okay.
So it's going to be. I've had a little speed bump for all the fat chatters.
Yep.
But I'm back. I'll get back at it.
Same here. Last night I got home from the airport at I think 10:30, 11.
Yep.
Firstly, got to book the Uber from the airport. Right, Jaden, I didn't even tell you this. Jaden got picked up from his girlfriend. You know, my wife didn't pick me up.
That's fine.
I went to book an Uber, $50. Bit rough, but that's okay. It's I got to drive out to Hocking.
Of course, mate. It's a long drive.
Booked it. Just wanted to get home. The guy cancelled it on me. That's all right. I'll just rebook it. It's at the airport. $240 surcharge the second time. I thought, no, that can't be right.
That can't be right.
So I cancelled that one. Booked again. $240 again. And everyone around us at the Uber pickup area was doing the same thing. What's just happened? It's like they heard that it was like there was a bump in the fee, and all the drivers cancelled. And then I walked to the train, caught the train home, which is not that.
$240.
Yeah.
Like, that's just ludicrous. I don't know that should be.
It's illegal.
Well, I mean, it's not illegal. It's capitalism and do whatever you want. But like, fuck, that hurts.
It's brutal. So I got the train home and got straight in the car, drove to McDonald's.
Nice.
Got a burger, and I added stuff to the burger as well.
Fillet of fish?
No, I actually got this chicken thing.
What thing?
Spicy chicken.
Oh, the spicy McChicken?
Yeah,
nice. And what'd you add to it?
Cheese, bacon, drove home, ate it, then pulled up at home, put the rubbish in the bin, went inside as if nothing had happened.
Yeah. Beck sitting at home. So, do you want something to eat, Dan? No, the plane was great. So I was full.
We did eat in the lounge before the plane, of course, as you do. Jaden and I got a little sneak into the Virgin Lounge because look, I don't know if any head of Virgin's listening, but
they would be. Richard Branson, is that
Richard?
him?
Yeah, we usually do get into the lounge because of Scully's platinum level because of playing and stuff. But he wasn't with us, of course, because he was in Melbourne. So I knew how you get in. Like, you walk up to the little thing, you scan it, you tap on a guest, you walk straight in, and I just did that, but
didn't scan.
But so we did eat in the lounge some greasy carbonara, but it wasn't enough. Mate. So I needed a little burger.
It was good, but it ain't enough. Yeah,
exactly.
That's it. Yeah, look, I was on obviously Virgin Lounge the other day because and you scan your little phone, and it's finicky and it doesn't work all the time, and you could very easily just walk in. For all those that want to get into the Virgin Lounge, walk in, hold your phone up to the little screen, pretend to tap, and then walk in.
Exactly. Be confident.
Be confident. Confidence is key.
Exactly. And it was really busy. There was some commotion going on at the desk.
You got to wait. Bide your time, wait for the people at the desk to get a bit of talking to, and then just bang, you're in.
Yeah. So, look, I was thinking about not telling that because I just thought it was a bit dishonest, but
sometimes it's important to be honest, mate.
Exactly, absolutely. All right, let's get into some footy. Collingwood defeat Melbourne. Your brother plays in this game.
Not for long,
Gets knocked out.
Yep.
We talked about that a little bit with Scully. So, Maynard's jumped in the air, turned his body, bumped your brother in the head, knocked him down. What's your thoughts?
Well, initially my thoughts were he'll get weeks for it. It's you can't jump, turn your shoulder in and knock someone in the face and not get weeks. So it'll be interesting to see what happens and whether or not they follow through with that. I mean, I was pretty shocked watching it. I was upset and a bit rattled because of his concussion history and all the rest of it. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's in the heat of the moment. Everything's happening so quick, but you can protect someone in that moment. I mean, I heard Kane Corns say that how's he meant to protect himself? I'm like, that's a fucking stupid argument, mate. Like, that is the dumbest argument ever. Finals footy, yep, I know you want to be intent. I know you want to be physical, but you can protect yourself and protect the person you're about to hit in the face. I think he could have easily done that. I said it on the Shelter Footy Cast before. I'm not sure if you remember that one. Stephen Adams in the basketball could have let a guy die, but caught him and laid him to the ground. He could have very easily gone this to protect him like that, or that, maybe even rolled himself the other way, but instead put his arms up, ducked his shoulder, turned in and hit him straight in the face. So I think he'll get weeks.
because even if he just jumped straight up right and fully bodied him front ways, if
he did that and continued with a smother and Angus got knocked out by accidentally hitting his shoulder or something, then that's the way.
Yep.
But he's turned his arm and hit him straight in the face. So it'll be a massive line in the sand moment for the Tribunal this week.
Yeah.
If they call it off and say he's good to play and this is a football act, well then they can never feasibly ever again say that the outcome is affected and it's the action. And if they ever do that, well then they're just a fucking joke of a system.
Because football action can then just...
A football action's a bumper tackle, anything.
Exactly.
Anything is a football action then.
Yeah.
It's like the Ricky Gervais stand-up and the insurance company doesn't pay out of an act of God. Have you seen that?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hilarious. That's the same thing.
Yeah.
If they rule this out as a football action, well, then they're just a fucking joke of a system and nothing should ever go to the Tribunal again. I think he should get weeks.
So I did see something, Twitter's a horrible place generally, but I saw someone talk about, it was a Collingwood fan, and he was saying... that Angus should have seen it coming and dodged him.
Yeah.
And the fact that he maybe got a head knock earlier in the game showed that was the real time he got concussed, and that he didn't make the right decision because he was already concussed.
Yeah, well,
the things that people come up with.
Collingwood fans are very loyal and want their team desperately to go ahead, and Brayden Maynard is a very big part of that.
Yep.
That team, so I can understand why they're wanting to. AFL make a shitload of money off finals ticket sales, and Collingwood will sell out every game. So they have a vested interest in it. Same way that they let Patrick Cripps off for winning a Brownlow because they needed him to win it. There's a little bit happening there, I think, and I think they'll be very staunch on the fact that they will try and get him off, and it'll be up to, for whatever fucking reason, it'll be up to. I don't think it'll be up to fucking Brayden Maynard's lawyers to get him off. I think they're going to try their best to do it, and as a system, they'll try and let him off. But I think it'll be an injustice if he doesn't get weeks.
0 weeks would have to be it has to either be 3 or 0.
3 or 0, yep.
It can't be in between.
Yep.
If he misses 2, so how many games does Collingwood have left? 2,
they got
right?
2 more games.
So yeah,
there's no way it can be 1 week. If they're going to give him any weeks, it'll be 3 or 0.
Yep.
So, we'll see. It'll be fucking interesting, and it'll really turn the Tribunal on its head for the rest of time if he gets off.
What do you think about the Tom Mitchell flop? Did you see that?
No.
He was about to get hit in the face and was clearly... It didn't hit him in the face. Someone went to push him, and he went down like a sack of potatoes. Very obvious. Like, he'll get a fine. He probably should get a fine.
Yeah, sure.
I did text him earlier just to ask him if he had any comments about this.
Because you and Tom Mitchell are great mates.
Yeah, best pals. And he said he survived. And I said, any comments for BackChat?
Yeah.
He said no comment.
No comment. Fair enough. That's
which is fair. I don't know what's going to happen with that. He potentially will get a fine. You ever do a flop? You a flopper?
No, mate. That's I don't like it. There's no point to flop. I don't think. Like, when of the umpires, I think they're too smart to see the stupid nature of a flop.
All right, Carlton defeats Sydney. Really good game. Was in a pub for that. In Sydney.
That would have been huge.
It was great, and they started to come back. Gouldens was just incredible.
He was excellent.
Carlton finally get a win. Paddy Cripps gets a win.
Yeah,
baggers are happening.
The baggers are happening. The lids are off. It's massive. Like, there were so many people at that game, and it went nuts. Listening to it, the crowd was phenomenal. They outplayed Sydney for 3 quarters, and then Sydney should have won the game still. Yeah. But
they missed easy chances. I was sad to see Tom Hickey walking off.
Yeah, that was that hurt.
Last time, and he had pretty good last quarter as well.
He was massive in that game, especially in the second half, and I think, as much as it's disappointing to see Hickey go, our little figurines will be worth a shitload more now. So
that's right.
That'll be
Tom
good.
Hickey's over there.
Tom Hickey's over there.
Jack Martin's going to get suspended.
Yep.
2 weeks.
Got to be something like that. You can't just punch a guy in the face.
That's just that's not even like a football action. Right?
No, that'll be a real hard one to argue.
Yeah.
Because you've got a closed fist and you've punched a guy in the head. So
it's probably that simple.
It is just that simple. And this one's interesting because it'll be counterintuitive with the Maynard one versus this one, because one will try and argue the football act and take the result out of it.
Yep.
Whereas these guys are going to be trying to argue the result, because Liz was fine.
Yeah, nothing
happened. So you can't have both. You shouldn't get. They both should get done. Unless they both get done, you shouldn't have both.
Exactly. Let's get around the GWS just destroy St Kilda. Jack Buckley, Sam Taylor just dominated in the back line.
Mate, didn't they ever?
We saw Jesse Hogan and someone else. I can't remember who it was now. It was a long time ago at a cafe before they were about to fly out, and they just looked.
They looked ready.
Yeah,
they're mate. There's a big sound coming from GWS, and I'm all for it. I mean, I've said it a few times to a few people, but they've got, I think, with the exception of Jake Lever and Stephen May, I think they've got the best two defenders in the comp, as in defending duo, Jack Buckley and Sam Taylor. And Jack Buckley obviously goes very underrated outside of this show, and we obviously love what he does and know very well what he does. And Sam Taylor gets a lot of adulation and respect throughout the comp. But the two of them work so well together. Sam Taylor's an animal. Jack Buckley is so big, so strong, so quick, and the best player in the comp. So it's they've got a massive back line that obviously backs win premierships, and they're the two that'll start it.
We at the UFC we interviewed Tai Tuivasa.
Yep. He's a big Western Sydney guy.
Yeah, he loves him. Sean Strickland and Israel Adesanya after the weigh-ins, and we showed them a few pictures of guys that were up for the Brownlow, and we put Jack Buckley in there.
Yeah,
and I made him very big in the picture, and the name very big, and all the others like Dacos was like crying in a photo, Bontempelli was like crouched over.
Yeah,
so it was making it very obvious to pick Jack Buckley, and none of them gave a bar of it. Like, just had no interest in picking a player. That was going to be like a bit of video that we're going to make. And Adesanya refused to pick anyone. He's like, I don't know sport. I don't want to say anything.
He's a bit like that, though, isn't he? Very protective of his own brand.
Very protective. Tai Tuivasa saw the Giants and just was pumped about it. Yeah. But all I wanted him to say was Jack Buckley, but he just refused to. Well, not refused. He just didn't say it. And then he's just getting around Western Sydney, gave us one of these ones.
He's a big Western Sydney boy.
So that was good. Sean Strickland just said that football looked shit. Like, we showed him some highlights and had no interest in it. He's a real character.
Don't want to say too much because he'll probably kill you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, could easily kill you, like Lydio will in your fight.
Well, you know what? I didn't see Lydio at the UFC.
Yeah,
doing research.
Yep, he was doing. He wasn't reconning.
Mate, Jack Jenkins. Did you see?
I didn't see. No, I didn't watch the fight.
Oh my gosh! So he, sorry, you did tell me that earlier. Our guy Jack Jenkins from Bacchus Marsh.
Yeah, of course. Halfway.
The fight was going, as it does, a lot of leg kicks. He's snapping guys' legs constantly.
Yeah, he's just out there snapping legs, mate. Knocking about town and snapping legs.
He gets like sort of lifted up and pulled over, and as he goes to put his hand down on the mat to catch himself,
snaps something.
Elbow.
Does he? Elbow
bends backwards. The loudest
shouldn't have
sound.
gone that way, so it goes in.
So it went in, yeah. And the loudest sound, they quickly ran into the ring like they stopped the fight. He tapped and
he tapped to his. Well, that's okay.
Yeah, because he was. Yeah.
Did he still manage to tap?
No, he's with his other hand, like you could see.
Oh, did someone jump on him? Oh, so the guy
jumped on him and he tapped him straight away. And the medical team, like, there's a guy that opens the gate at the UFC, very quick. Like, he runs up and he flicks all the latches up in a matter of 10 milliseconds.
Wow, that's quick.
And the medical...
That's fucking quick.
Yeah, watch it. You should
10 milliseconds.
Well, okay. And the medical team run in, they stop the fight. It was brutal. One of the loudest sounds, like you heard the bone, like pop. Fuck. It's really brutal. Back to the footy. Brisbane defeat Port. It just wasn't that
Didn't
great
watch
of a
it.
game.
Was doing stuff.
Yeah.
But
Brisbane just can't lose
at the Gabba.
Yeah,
it's going to be really tough for them to lose, I think.
So who do they have now against...
they got the winner of Carlton Melbourne.
So someone has to go into the Gabba.
Someone's got to go into the Gabba.
Do either of those teams beat
Well, I think
Brisbane?
Melbourne can give them a shake. I think Carlton at the moment, with the momentum they got riding, can give them a shake. They're going to be, whoever makes it will be serious underdogs, though.
Yeah.
And it's Brisbane's to lose.
Don't you feel like it just always happens, right? Like, no team goes like undefeated. They always have a loss. Like, do you think Brisbane can go completely undefeated at Gabba the entire year? I think they're just due for a loss. They should have had a loss a few weeks ago.
They should have.
That out.
Yeah, it's a great point. Undefeated at your home ground for the entire year is rare. I just think they played the conditions so well.
Yep.
It's the difference in conditions up there. It's not the ground. It's got nothing to do with the ground you play on. Playing in playing at Optus Stadium on a 26-degree sunny day versus playing at the MCG on a 26-degree sunny day, you're not getting a whole lot of difference. The ground dimensions don't matter that much. It's the conditions of playing in Brisbane. And
so what is that? How does it change the game?
It's like the dew and the humidity, and it's like playing with a bar of soap. Like when a lot of the time when when the boys would go and play at Brisbane, during the week we would have a tub with water and Johnson's baby oil in there. And you'd throw footies in there and practice doing ground balls with like a slippery ball, because that's essential. That's to the extreme of what it's like. But you're playing with a ball that is just slippery. And imagine having constant sweat dripping from your hands that doesn't stop, and that's what you're playing in. And they just get so used to it because they train and play there all the time. So they're a different level of clean up there.
So wouldn't that mean that like when they travel, they would be extra clean because like they've got nothing to worry about? Like, would they just...
But like everyone's at that level, and when you're when you're an elite AFL athlete, everyone's really clean most of the time. So it doesn't really you're there. But then when you go to the Gabba, most teams drop and they just stay. So it's that's the difference for me. Yeah. They just play that condition better than anyone.
It's like when teams go play in Colorado against the Denver Nuggets.
That's exactly what it's like, mate.
Because the
altitude
they're so
up
used
there.
to the altitude, all of a sudden everyone's gassed.
puffing. Yeah.
Port Adelaide, so they lose. They just didn't look great. But the thing that got me thinking about Port after the loss was this Oppenheimer thing. Have you seen this? How like they've I'm going to read you read your quote. So this, I'm just going to read you this for the next giving us here. It's a little bit just about how much work goes into something. In the movie Oppenheimer, it was the work that got the atomic bomb that ended World War II. Wine said this about the club's finals theme. So many people have come together and worked hard for a number of years. This finals campaign isn't something that's just been building for this year. It's probably been for the last 4 years where you've reached 2 finals, continue to grow. So he's comparing their finals campaign to Oppenheimer.
Comparing their finals campaign to the development of the atomic bomb.
Yeah.
It's a bold strategy, Carlton.
It's a bold strategy.
See if it pays off.
It's so weird that footy clubs have those things, right? That they, like the coach would have gotten the atomic bomb up on the board.
Yeah. There'd be certainly things they can do, but like, there's just so many analogies that you can draw to them, like losing.
Yeah.
Like the development of the atomic bomb, yeah, sweet, but like it killed hundreds of thousands of people.
20,000 people.
Yeah.
Japanese people.
Yeah, but like then it got the delay of radiation and all that. It was not like, it ended the war, but like what cost, And then they're sort of sitting there like, that's us. But like, is that a good thing? Is that a bad? It's just not a clear cut. When you do these analogies, I feel like the best way to do it is to have something that is definitely good. Like this is a great result. Like a rainbow at the end of a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. Yeah, exactly. That can't be bad.
No.
You can't have a bad pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. But the atomic bomb is like, wow.
He said, funnily enough, it's not about blowing the competition away. It's more so about the journey to get there and what it takes to get the finished product.
Oh, that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, that's a journey. You can get there, and there's no two ways about that. That is not good, bad, or indifferent. It's just awesome. But the atomic, wow. Hey, good luck, Tom.
So I'm going to guess that you're going to go with Melbourne over Carlton.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Melbourne over Carlton. I think the emotional wave. Look, they could easily win Carlton, and it wouldn't surprise me. But I feel like the emotions dry up, and that the whole emotions of winning their first final and the build up and the win and the way that they were able to hold Sydney off and all that. I think
bit of like that was their
crescendo, and it's like it is going to be fucking hard to get themselves up for the next one. Whereas Melbourne are a bit more seasoned and have been there, done that, and will be ruining the missed opportunities they had against the Pies.
Port GWS, obviously, we're going to back GWS.
We're backing the Giants into the hills. The atomic bomb is, how good's that? But like, I don't think it's a great analogy. And you got to bomb out in 2.
If Port lose this, is like because Hinkley just re-sign?
Hinkley re-signed, yeah.
Yeah, so. It'd be a rough time to be a Port fan. Like year after year after year, having so many wins in the regular season, and then just not really making any noise in the finals.
It would be tough. I mean, it's not uncommon in other sports for really good regular season teams to ditch coaches after postseason losses. It happens in the NBA quite a bit, and like it happens in ice hockey, and it happens in a lot of other sports where it doesn't matter. Like fans and the boards and GMs and whatever don't care about the regular season. We know we've put together a team that's good enough.
We've seen
you can do that. This is where you need to perform. So he signed another contract and he'll be there, but it's that will be the blight on him for next year. If they do get knocked out, there'll be no contract talks at all until the finals.
Yeah.
And it'll be like, mate, you've got to do better than bombing out.
So Nick's just
change your fucking analogy.
Dwayne Casey, who was the Toronto Raptors head coach, he won Coach of the Year and got fired at the end of that year.
Because of
the finals, they matter. Some other stuff. Liam Henry looks like he's going to Saints.
Yeah, he's request. I don't like. It's interesting that players can just like request where they want to trade.
Yeah.
It's like it seems a foreign concept from signing up to the draft where you are committing yourself to a national competition.
That's right.
To just be like, hey, this is where I want to go.
But is it... So if Saints have already contacted him through management or whatever and said that... Because can they pay him more than other people? Like, is that why he would request St. Kilda? So
well,
he might get the biggest payday. He's like, well, take me to Saints.
Yeah, that's... like, whenever you see a report coming out saying this player has requested a trade to here, it's like they obviously have spoken to them and that trade wants to happen. It's not like I get, I'm on the way out to be delisted by West Coast and I say, geez, I'd love a trade to Sydney.
Get me over there.
Yeah, get me over there. Well, no, because no one wants me, so whatever. But so there's obviously been some dialogue between the two parties and you'd imagine that that'll get done somehow.
I've heard that Ross Lyon has put in a call to say, do whatever it takes to get me Liam Henry. Obviously sees something in him.
Sees heaps in him, which is good. He was he there when he got drafted? I think so, probably. Ross was probably the coach of Freo when Liam...
Is that how long ago he got drafted? That seems long.
Well, how long ago was Ross the coach of Freo? Like 4 years ago? He was the coach for Andrew's first and second year, I think. And Andrew's now in his 6th year. I reckon he was the coach in Liam's first year. I could easily be proven wrong, and it could have been JL straight off the bat. 2019 was his last year at Freo. This will be Liam Henry's 3rd year then, I reckon, maybe. He got drafted,
2020 was his first season.
Okay.
Oh, so Ross may have had would have seen him.
Would have seen him in the draft.
Absolutely.
Would have seen his draft highlights.
Yeah.
Would have been a part of that. Yeah, there you go. So, anyway, obviously says a lot of him. He's a very good player. He was picked 9 or something, and he's finally started to play like someone of that caliber. And in a team that on the weekend was outdone with pace and a little bit of class, that he's certainly someone they could be looking for.
I love that Freo fans have, before he wanted the trade request, they're like, we want Liam Henry, would love to have him here. And then as soon as he's requested a team, they're like, didn't want him anyway.
Yeah, who cares? Give me some picks. Yeah,
exactly.
They can turn on a dime.
Who do you think will be the Eagles skipper next year?
I'd just have to say Liam Duggan.
Yep.
Straight off the bat. I mean, I don't know if there's another more suited candidate.
I guess Tom Barrass,
Oscar Allen are the ones
in the convo.
They're in the conversation. I think they'll be the vice captains if I was to, if that would be my guess. But I think if you look at what the qualities you want out of a captain at an AFL level, I think you need a player that is playing good football.
Yep. Check.
That's check. What did he come 3rd in their best and fairest or something? And
second half of the season.
He was phenomenal and he battled through his injuries. But he is certainly a mainstay, very good player in the team. You want someone who is respected. You look at the past captains and Shannon Hearn and Luke Shuey; they've been respected players, and Liam Duggan is very, very well regarded in that aspect. He's respected on and off the field. You want someone who is a genuine person and has genuine care and for his teammates, and Duggo certainly does. You want someone who presents themselves well publicly, because at the end of the day, football is a business, and you are the face of that business for the club.
He might be the most well-respected face in football.
Yep, he's a gentleman. He's got a very spherical head, which is good for marketing. He talks well. No one says a bad word about him.
Yep.
The board obviously would love that about him, and he's a no-nonsense, no fuss. There's no anything about him that you could say or spin for a bad way. He's engaged. He's got a couple of dogs. He's a 4-wheel driver. He's just a gentleman. So I think he'll be the perfect fit.
He was on the same flight out to Sydney with us.
Did he give you his seat? Was he sitting in a better seat and said, "Hey mate, you can"?
The thing is, I expected him to walk on, request first row, big dog. He just casually walked in, was in a we were in premium economy.
Wow.
And he wasn't.
Mate, he's just a knockabout town
Just a knockabout town guy. Very round head.
It's very spherical. It's not round, but the top of his head is very spherical, perfect, shaped.
And he was already at the captain's photo day this season.
Yeah, and was small. Was he small or was no? Darcy Moore you made him.
I made Darcy Moore huge.
He's I think he'll be your next captain.
last thing that I'm going to do before we go to Swimply, and Jaden's like, we're doing things a bit differently. Jaden's on the buttons here. Do you know where the Swimply button is? He's got it.
Sure.
What a legend. So spoiler alert, that's coming up next.
Okay, yep.
Will Brody. Bit of chatter around him.
Bit of chatter.
Whether the Eagles.
Whether the Eagles are going to go after
Yeah.
him, yeah.
What do you think?
Well, it's...
Are you allowed to talk about this?
Yeah, I mean, I could talk about whatever I want.
Great.
He is a very good player, had a phenomenal year last year, probably outperformed his own expectations.
Yep.
And was playing okay and then got injured and couldn't get back in the team. So I don't think it's off the back of him not playing good football. It's whose spot is he taking in the midfield? He's not playing in front of Andrew and Caleb. Jago Ramirez come in there and he's probably not playing in front of him.
One of the most handsome men in the AFL.
The best looking man in the AFL. And then they played golf with him the other day. Actually, not a bad golfer.
Beat him?
Yeah, smashed him. And then they're trying Hayden Young through there, so they're not going to play him in front of him. So there's just limited spots up for grabs in that midfield. And Brody's 25. He dominates waffle. He plays good AFL football when he was there. I think the only knock on him is his defensive running, but like that's a knock on all mids. Really, like there's a handful of mids that run both
How's your
ways.
defensive running?
Shit. There's a handful of mids in the comp that run very well both ways. So that knock is a little bit like, let's give him an excuse.
He'd be on
playing.
some list though. He'd be in someone's best 22.
Well, he's got 3 years left on his contract at Freo.
Yeah.
So it's whether or not, I think West Coast could say, yep, we'll pay you half of it, and Freo will pay your other half, and we'll just take him off your hands. And I think he'd be a very good fit. He'd play good footy. He'd be in their best 22, I think, at the moment. And I think he will try and look elsewhere because realistically, it's a tough midfield to crack into, and you don't want to spend 3 years on a list not playing.
Yeah, and then not end up with a good contract at the end of that.
Yep.
All right, Jaden.
It's Swimply the best.
Very good. Swimply the best. Jaden, can you just give it to us one more
I
time?
might as well. Dance padding.
It's Swimply the best.
Did you get it up in time, Matt? Did you get it all up?
Yeah, got what I needed
That's
to get
good, yeah.
get up. Swimply the best, Airbnb for pools, but
It is.
also tennis courts,
Saunas,
spas,
cricket pitches, just general knockabout town backyards.
volleyball courts. If you got
Beach,
them.
if you got a beach volleyball court in your backyard and you want to put that on Swimply, that'd be good.
Will and I actually spent some time, and Jaden spent some time with Mr. Swimply himself in Sydney. Came and picked us up from the from the weigh-ins.
Stephen Swimply.
Stephen Swimply. So he put the hard word on me to put the pool up.
Yeah, well,
and I
he didn't.
said I was going to do it, and I still haven't done it. And look, honesty we talked about before.
It's important to be honest, mate. Always.
Yeah, I'm going to do it this week.
Yeah.
Like I've been saying for the last. Nick, can you give us this this first one?
This is it.
Simply
This
moment
is-
number one.
Yep.
Maynard v Viney, little push and shove.
Jack Viney went up a notch in my books.
Yeah.
He's now my favourite Melbourne player. A bit disappointing and a bit of a blight on the rest of the team that he was the only one that went after him. But yeah, he's one of the toughest blokes in the competition, Jack Viney, and went into his shell there, Brayden, because he's got a real tough guy coming after him.
That's right. I saw Riley, who actually puts together these Swimply moments for us, who's Will's nephew. He tweeted, gets a bit of traction on Twitter, old Riley.
Nice.
He tweeted how Maynard's lucky he was wearing black shorts because he probably shit himself.
Would have shit himself, yeah.
And the Collingwood fans went at him like crazy.
The Collingwood fans went at
Riley.
Oh, Riley, yeah.
Riley, because
Hilarious,
and they were
yeah.
talking about how like he didn't back down. The thing about Maynard, right, on this is that he only starts getting into it as soon as the second player comes along.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
the very first
wanted
one,
no
it's
bar
like,
of it.
Yeah, mate. Jack Viney's the toughest. He could beat his way through a brick wall, and he would have been pushing him and saying something along the lines of, in a much less friendly term, enjoy sitting on the sidelines for the next week.
Very good. Let's get the next one up. Zach Bailey's goal. Haven't seen this actually. Don't remember it.
I wasn't watching the game. That's pretty good goal. That's a very good goal.
First one of the game.
Wow.
Steaming down the boundary line.
Viney's better, but that's good.
Hooks in, kicks a goal, and Connor Rozee as well gives.
Was there a little fend off there on the? Yeah, there might have been. Oh yeah, this was pretty classy. Bang. Yeah, that was very, very good actually. Like took off like a cat, hit the ground and just went.
Didn't look like that kick was going to go very far. Like
No,
just
and
one,
then it just
one step,
one
turned
step,
around,
bang, 50 metres,
all the way.
and puts him in front. Look how quickly he takes off there. He's got Oscar McInerney on the mark, so probably not one that he's going to be putting too much pressure on there. But that's a good sausage.
That's a good one. Hey, this isn't in the Swimply moments, but that goal in the AFLW game that was from the
Danielle
circle.
Pontes kicked it from the centre circle.
Adelaide?
Yeah, Adelaide. She had the ball from a centre bounce, took 2 or 3 steps, and kicked a snap from
She snapped it.
from her side of the circle.
Yeah.
But like it was
2 meters.
it was inside the centre circle, like right on the edge of the centre circle, and has kicked a goal. It's bounced, and it's taken a massive bounce over the leading forwards and just kept bouncing in. It would have been a 90-metre goal.
Longest goal in history?
No, there's been longer goals.
Has there?
Yeah, like I think there's been a couple you can find of guys like kicking it from fullback and it bouncing all the way in. And like I reckon Shannon Hearn kicked a goal against North Melbourne in Tassie from almost 100 that bounced and bounced and bounced. But yeah, that would have been an 80 to 90-metre goal that Ponte kicked on the week. It was phenomenal. That'll be goal of the year for the AFLW, and it has to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you're going to be... Did we have footage of it? You're going to be really hard-pressed to find a better goal than this one. But, yeah, I mean, obviously we don't like to have... Look at this.
Pretty decent kick from the outset.
Yeah, there was a bit of a breeze, but like that is a thump. A thumping kick.
She would just have no... a bit of a Cristiano Ronaldo at the
Love
end.
it. That was massive. Adelaide. Look at this.
Bus.
Like 2 metres past the centre circle. Oh my God.
Even that kick was a snap, right from the centre circle, probably went 55 metres.
Yeah, it has absolutely flushed it. So that's a phenomenal goal. And I mean, we don't obviously like to be biased there, but Jack Viney sticking up my brother is going to be a hard one to beat, and anyone who listens to this podcast and votes otherwise, I'm a little bit disappointed.
Just to reiterate, we do have new merch coming, and you can find that at backchatpodcast.com.au. Mumba Digital put together this website for us.
Yep.
I know last
one was talking about
fondling
stuff.
Yeah, but we won't do that this time.
No, we'll be
check out Mumba Digital. They do
very straightforward.
They do everything you need. Website stuff. Obviously, I know I'm full bottle with website things. I think they give you like a www name and stuff.
Oh, do they? Do they give you a World Wide Web?
They can make all of that sort of stuff. I think they also can do like flash games on your website if you want that.
See, I'm not a tech guy. I don't know a whole lot about that. But if I did need to, Mumba Digital would be certainly where I would go. I'd probably call you guys first, who would then put me in touch.
Of course,
with your Mumba Digital.
Well, if you do want that, get in touch with us. We can put you in touch with Mumba Digital, or you just go straight there.
Or cut the middleman out. Yeah,
exactly. Let's hear from Fleet Network though. That we have a better ad read for that.
Yeah, the novated yourself a lease.
Fleet Network, if you don't know already and you would like to know, it'll save you money, it'll help your budget, and you can get one of the cars that you want to get and drive around. I don't like cars. I just need somewhere to get from point A to point B. Fleet Network can do that for you while saving you money if you are employed by anybody.
Yep.
That is a qualification you need. You need to be an employee.
I'm one of those.
You could be an employer and it could help you, but employees, you go to Fleet Network, they sort your shit out, and then you get yourself a car, brand new one.
Yeah, you novated yourself a lease and you're away.
You just give it over to Frank and the boys. They handle it with your employer.
Everything. There's apps. Great. You put expenses through there. They pay you back your money. It's all inclusive. You pay one fee for the month. So, I don't know. You get down there, you get yourself an Isuzu car that I've got. It's fucking great.
The D-Max.
Yeah, the D-Max, Isuzu D-Max. You go, all right, here's your Isuzu D-Max. They say, here's the amount of money you need to pay a month. That's all we heard from you. That's all she wrote. There's the money.
Drive away,
there's
no
the car.
more to pay. Shit,
well, there's some to pay.
There's obviously more to pay. It's an ongoing lease. That's the whole point.
You know what, though? Last week, I got my
Drive away, no more to pay until next month. You have to pay again.
I got my car serviced. So
Idiot.
I'm not with Fleet Network right now, and I'm working towards getting a fleet service.
Yes.
When I got my car service, I dropped it off, did all that stuff. The guy was showing me all these forms. I was like, how much am I going to pay? He's like, do you want the extra $45? The oil thing. I was like, man, I don't know anything about this. I should just be with
Just
Fleet
bundle
Network.
it all in one cost
Exactly.
and give it to me. But yeah, pay this. You got to pay this. How about you send some money here?
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned. I'm going to call Frank and the boys.
Fleetnetwork.com.au to choose your next vehicle and leave the rest to their dedicated team of experts.
All right, BlueBet. This week, Hammers had to leave the building, obviously. This week we put together, it was all fists, all about the fists, spoils and UFC. Let's see, we had, who do we have here? Harris Andrews for 5 spoils, Jack Buckley for 5 spoils, Trent McKenzie for 5 spoils. We'll start with that. Harris Andrews got 13, pretty good. So I'm just looking at you, Jaden, just to give me someone to talk to for this. Jack Buckley, 5 spoils. Does he get it done? Of course he does. He got 6. Trent McKenzie, 5 spoils. Does he get it done? No. He got 2 spoils. So that derailed the bet. But on top of that, Jack Jenkins was going to get a UFC win. He didn't. He snapped his elbow. Shout out to Jack Jenkins. Hope your elbow's all right. And Israel Adesanya was meant to get the win. Sean Strickland just tore him a new one. Was in control from the very start. Beats Adesanya. So we got 2 out of 5. Not a good effort. More spoils this week in finals. Someone bring Hammer back because I don't want to talk to myself anymore. Hammer, where are you?
Oh, I'm back.
Oh, thanks, Hammer. Thanks for coming back.
I've magically appeared.
Appreciate that,
I've
mate.
teleported in. I was actually thinking this the other day. Funny you should say teleport. I should say it, actually. If I could have any superpower in the world, I think that would be it.
Teleporting.
Yeah. It was on the back of me being delayed an hour and a half at Brisbane Airport and then having a 5-hour flight on the cards. And I was like, if I could just teleport to Perth, how good that would be. But, like, thinking about it, I feel like it takes a lot of other superpowers into account as well. Like, if you want to fly...
Yeah, it's teleport.
Just teleport up and just fly for a little bit and then teleport back down.
Yeah.
If you, like, need to go somewhere really quickly, well, you can run as fast as you want, mate, but I'm teleporting there. You want to be super strong, like... You
could run away if you need. Like, there's.
Yeah, what's super strength if I can just teleport? You know, there's just.
I agree.
Do you think it's a great one to have?
Would there be some sort of cooldown on your teleportation?
Nah, well, that's the whole point of superpowers, mate. You can make them as good as you want, and they're all fantasized.
Because then you could just teleport through the sky, and you're essentially flying.
Well, yeah.
So yeah,
correct, mate. I think that would be my superpower of choice would be teleportation. It's just a cool one to have.
I think you've figured it out.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of other superpowers that you could go at, but that would be mine.
But what would be one that would be better than teleportation?
It's a good question.
Like X-ray vision. No one ever wants that.
No one ever wants that. But like, yeah, I don't know. Like, if you could have the superpowers of, like, superheroes, for example, and, like, I don't know, Thor or someone who's got a heap of cool shit that he can do, like, that's pretty good. But I think if you just had to pick one, you can't have, like, Captain Marvel, who can go really quick, he's super strong, can shoot 5 balls out of her hands or whatever the fuck she can do. If you can just have one, I think teleportation is my pick.
I was watching a trailer. That's a very good point. I was watching a trailer for the new Blue Beetle movie. It looks just like Spider-Man, but they're just calling it Blue Beetle. Is that a thing?
You guys, Blue Beetle.
Yeah, it's just a.
Is it a superhero?
It just feels like they go, we can't make another Spider-Man.
Is he a superhero or
superhero? No, it's superhero. It's a guy that's like a DC Blue Beetle, and it just looks like they've just ripped off Spider-Man.
Wow. Well, I mean, I'm sure they probably haven't done that. There's copyright issues there, so that would be difficult.
Yeah, okay.
But Blue Beetle, yeah, I used to be massive into superhero movies, like huge into them. Right up until Avengers finished, I'd watch all the Marvel things. I'd watch every DC movie that came out. Fucking loved them. And then, like, they beat Thanos, and I was like, well, I can't be bothered keeping up with any of the rest of this.
Yeah, there's always some other villain that's like, oh shit.
Oh, someone else is here. Here's that guy. Thanos has come back. His best friend's dog sitter's dentist is going to kill us, so let's go after him.
Can you give us the you send it, we read it, Sting, Jaden? That'd be great. He's onto it.
You send it, we read it.
If it's good. Thanks to Lidl Cameras, of course. We took our gear over to Sydney. Mate, we had
how did it go in the plane?
Full drive, legendary, because it packs all in ever so nicely. Jaden went out to Parramatta, or where'd you go? Penrith. Went out to Penrith for the full drive show.
I thought you went to watch the rugby. They were very good.
Penrith areas.
Nice.
Great areas.
They do the best areas in Penrith, I think. So the cameras, everything went well on the plane.
Everything went well.
That's one of I'm not sure that it's one of Lidio's slogans, but I think somewhere in the store you can look and it says, we do great on planes.
Exactly.
Somewhere in there.
Somewhere.
It does,
so we do have a full drive podcast.
I know.
Liam Duggan hosts that.
He does.
With Ronnie Dahl. Legend. It's like it's going Burko.
The next captain of the West Coast Eagles is a host. That's massive.
Well, actually, legally, we're not allowed to say that Liam Duggan plays for West Coast Eagles. It's just a guy named Liam Duggan that likes forward driving, just an enthusiast.
Liam Duggan is just a massive enthusiast.
He is for forward driving. Yeah. If you like forward driving and you didn't realize we had a forward drive podcast, It's that simple. Look up the Four-Wheel Drive
Podcast. I've listened to a few, and
it's very good.
I'm not a four-wheel driver, but there's just some things that I'm listening on. I'm like, that's just really interesting,
and it's funny. They have great stories.
Yep.
So they went out to the Four-Wheel Drive show out in Penrith, did some live stuff there. So that's all going to come out soon.
Ronnie's a massive deal in four-wheel driving,
mate. He's the godfather,
like huge. I didn't realise that to start with.
What's he like at these Four-Wheel Drive shows, Jaden? Is he non-stop? Like, is it like Nick Nat and Nilly walking into a footy club? Bigger?
Oh, mate.
He's the Michael Jordan of four-wheel driving.
Yeah.
He's nuts. He's huge.
He's huge. Physically as well. He doesn't eat because people are just coming up to him constantly and probably wanting photos and stuff. So that's the Four-Wheel Drive podcast that we make. They were over in Sydney, so some of that stuff's coming out. You said not you read it. That's probably
Let's do it.
where we're at. This first one's from Cartier. Hey, fellas and Dan.
Nice.
Hey, Hamish and Dan. There you go.
There you go.
Will's not here. Just wondering when merch is going to be available on the website. You keep telling us to buy it, but it's all sold out. As a fellow backwoman, I need to grab a T-shirt. Cheers. From probably your only 17-year-old girl listener, Cartier.
Cartier, well, what fortuitous timing.
I didn't even know this was coming up.
Cartier, what a email that is. I think what you'll find is if you go to our website, you don't have to hack us anymore. You don't have to hack us.
No, you don't.
You can just jump on there and pre-order as much merch as your heart desires.
You can get 50 T-shirts if you want.
Well, you could.
It's a new range of designs, by the way. If you weren't watching this and you're only listening, it's a completely new range. We are going to do some old stuff again, but right now we're just focusing on this new stuff.
Yeah.
So
and go and have a look.
Hats,
if you're an audio
T-shirts.
medium sort of guy and you don't like to watch things, you can go and have a look.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you could go to the Instagram as well. I think it was on there too.
Yeah, wow.
This one's from Chris. G'day, lads. On the back of the call you got last week from the bloke who had not been consuming shelters responsibly, about Dan having more sporting highlights to choose from than touches, than touches Hamish had in his hub hotel room.
Oh, yep.
I was wondering, what's Dan's chosen sport? I've been listening for a long time. I don't recall ever hearing what took a backseat from him to achieve 5 or 16. I was a footy player.
Okay.
That was my thing.
That was your thing. You were a footballer.
A coach once told me that I reminded him of Ben Cousins.
Wow.
That was no joke. I'm not making that up. He said, mate, the way you can read the ball reminds me of Ben Cousins.
I'd put it past you, mate.
He gave me 3 votes in our very first game. His name was Malcolm. No, his son's name was Malcolm, who played on the team. It was really bad. Can't remember the coach's name. Anyways, first game of the season, he went around in the change rooms and gave out 3-2-1.
Yep.
Gave me the 3 votes, and then got told afterwards by like the board or whatever, you can't do that because the whatever age group we were not allowed to give votes out.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
It's not a thing.
Nice to know you were the best on though.
So I got the only 3 votes.
How did he give the votes out?
Literally, so
did he? As in, like, what order did he go? Did he go 1, then 2, then 3, or did he say, "Oh, let's go, Dan, you're the best player"?
I think he went 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
So that's how you meant to do
Unorthodox. It feels a bit weird. I'm more of a 2-3-1 guy. Yeah.
That's good. What about, so this person also says, also having recently joined on Patreon, I was going back through listening to bonus stories and was wondering what the outcome of Carl Langdon's instant coffee hack was. Geez, he's a loose unit. Definitely needs to be on for a part 2. So Carl Langdon reckons he makes amazing coffee, but he uses instant.
Yep.
Which is disgusting. I told him, mate, that's yuck. And he said, no, you've never had one of my coffees.
I like instant coffee.
I didn't have the heart to tell him the way he was describing it was the way I've always made instant coffee, and it's still disgusting. So what he does is he goes coffee grounds in, milk, microwave, then because the milk's hot, it can dissolve the instant coffee, and then he adds the water to the hot milk coffee mix.
Okay, well, that's not the way I make instant coffee.
I assume you make it like a normal person?
I go coffee grounds,
yep,
cold water, mix.
What?
Because it doesn't burn the coffee grounds.
Right,
so you get the coffee to be coffee without burning the coffee grounds. Then you pour the boiling water in, and then I put a little bit of milk into it.
Just top it up?
Top it up with milk.
That's
how Shannon Hearn showed me how to make his instant coffee, and I liked it.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty good.
That's how I do it. I don't drink it a lot, to be fair. We've got a coffee machine at work that is good, so I don't do that.
Okay.
But if I had to, that's how I would do it.
Well, instant coffee's gross. Would never touch it.
Sure.
Carl Langdon for a part 2. I'm sure he'd do it if we asked him.
Yeah.
Probably not for a while though.
Nah,
I think
it's too fresh.
too much Carl Langdon. Maybe next year we'll do that. Thanks, Chris. This is from Jaden. This is from you, Jaden.
Yep.
Do you write us an email? G'day, lads. How about running into an open goal, kicking it into the post once or as many times as you want, depending on how much space you have, then kicking the goal? 7, 8, 9, 10 point play. Oh, okay, this is off the back of us saying you could kick it into the point post, get a point, goes back in, and go for a goal. So you could essentially, if you were like by yourself inside 50, you got a little break.
Well, I think the whole idea or the premise of that though was that if it hits the post and comes back in, it's just play on.
Yes.
So you're not getting a 5, 6, 7 point play.
Well, I think that's what we want though. We want to hit the post, you get a point for that, comes back in.
Well, if that's the case, then you'd have to have a lot of space by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, because you'd have someone chasing after.
Yeah, you'd have someone
kick the ball into the post constantly.
Like, well, even if you handballed it into the post, I reckon you could probably get like 2 of them.
That's just a handball drill.
Yeah, but like it's an awkward shaped ball. If you handball it there, it might go one way or the other. I think you just kick the goal.
Just kick the goal. Yep. Good suggestion, Jaden.
Great suggestion. And if that was a rule, it would be one of those high IQ plays.
Oh yeah.
You know, like the one Eric McKenzie took the ball into the point post. It'd be like one of those things where it's like, that guy knows. Absolutely. He's smart.
That's all our emails. hello@backchatpodcast.com.au. Send us an email. If it's good, we'll read it. Of course, Lidio at Lidl Cameras will go look after you as well. Tell them Scully sent you. Apparently, I don't know if that's still happening, but you used to get $20 off anything.
I think you do. I think you go in there and you buy something and you get it. I actually had a You Send It, We Read It on. Do you? Someone messaged me, and I'm not going to talk a whole heap about it. Hey Hammer, hope you guys are doing well. Sure, you'll talk about it on the pod. Wanted to submit a question.
Okay.
And if it makes it on, cool. It will make it on. I'm talking about it now. The question was asking about Angus. He said, "Do you think your brother retires after the knock?"
Right.
Yeah, interesting question. Obviously I've been, a lot of people have been asking me that. My initial thought was, sorry, I probably should give that guy.
So Angus got an early knock in his career
from Kane William. Thanks, Kane.
Okay, thanks, Kane. Angus got an early knock in his career.
He had a few.
Don the helmet.
Yeah,
after
he's
that.
had a few early knocks. He got knocked out like 3 times in a month and a half.
Right.
And
pre-helmet?
Pre-helmet. Contemplated giving it up. Contemplated the fact that it was because he was in a locked, quiet room with no lights for 8 weeks or something.
Yep.
Came back and put the helmet on because Mum wanted him to wear a helmet, and he's worn it ever since and been okay. But yeah, in terms of like will or won't he retire? There's a lot of talk about CTE and concussions and post stuff, and his symptoms at the moment are okay, but it'll be a question for him down the line as to whether or not he can, whether or not he wants to risk future life. So to answer the question, I don't know. I think I would be happy for him to do whatever makes him more comfortable, whether it's the mental side of I still can play football and I want to because it's what I love doing, then sweet. But if he says, I wouldn't be surprised if he turns around in a month and says, I can't, like I'm still got symptoms here and I don't want to risk, I'm 28, he's engaged, I don't want to risk my whole life, so I'm not going to. So yeah, I don't know what he will do, but that's a very interesting question that I'm sure he'll be pondering over the next few months. Kane, would
the AFL come alongside him here and go and try and work with him at all, like to protect themselves a bit, or do they get into his own devices?
Isn't there a class action at the moment going on with a heap of guys with concussions? So yeah, I'm sure they'll have an advisory board that might reach out to him, but this one doesn't seem as bad as his previous one, so I think this will be a personal decision.
Do you think the bottle of red makes it all better that Maynard brought over? Do you know what the bottle of red was?
No, I don't.
Can we find that out?
Yeah,
I'd love to know the value of the.
Yeah.
Like, was it a Wolf Blast? Like,
yeah.
Like a $9.99 Wolf Blast mixed red, or
you'd want to be a fucking Hill of Grace or something. But yeah, I'm not sure. We can find that out.
Yeah, okay, that would be great. Backchatpodcast.com.au or backchatstudios.com.au. There are 2 websites that we are currently operating. Why we have 2? There is a reason, because BackChat Studios is the company that makes all of our podcasts.
Yeah, that's everything.
And that's where you can buy merch. That's the umbrella. BackChatPodcast.com.au. That's where all the stuff that happens on this podcast. You can sign up as a patron there and get VIP codes for all the following sponsors. Are you ready for this, Hammer? Whippersnapper Whiskey, Margaret River Roasting Co., BlueBet, Shelter Brewing Co., Leadville Cameras, Swimply, and Fleet Network, of course, who are doing great things. They sponsor the podcast. They power the podcast. That's right. For
go and novated yourself a lease. If you want a car and you have a job and you're employed, you can do all these packaging bundles or whatever the fuck it is.
Yep.
But just like it just works, it makes things easy. once a month payments, get yourself a car, drive away with not no more to pay. You have to pay every month. But yeah, just an easy, simple way to get yourself a car. Go and novated yourself a lease.
Very good. All right, let's keep this rolling for patrons. We'll keep this quick. You got to
Did we not have fines?
Get to work. Oh, fines. I'm so sorry.
Patrons, we'll get to you.
Welcome back if you're listening.
That's how Dan starts every Patreon episode.
Yeah,
by the way.
there you go.
Thanks
little
for sticking
sneak,
around,
little
patrons.
sneak peek.
Yeah, little sneak peek.
All right, let's get the first
if
fine
that's
going.
tempted you to buy, sign on up.
G'day, fellas. Wazzy Grim here. Hamish, just a $5 for you this evening, actually.
Yeah.
As a Brayshaw, do you happen to remember your Uncle Jim absolutely butchering the band name Kiss at the AFL Footy Show Grand Final? I think it was 2008. Look it up on YouTube. Cheers, boys.
I think I do. It was in the they used to do the footy show like previews, and they were funny. Like there was like a, I don't know what you call it, but they did like skits and parodies of different songs. Hilarious.
All right, so can we bring this up, Nick?
We can get this up at some point.
All right, for patrons,
it'll be the footy show review or something. Footy show review 2008.
All right, great.
Hey, g'day, legends. This is Borders Beautiful here. And for any prick who doesn't agree with that, stop asking your missus to shave down under. This one's for me fellow ball brother in arms, Scoey. Hey, come to my attention, mate. AFL tonight, you made a statement along the lines like something like, in your opinion, the best two teams outside of the 8 that can make an impact are Carlton and GWS. What bit of finals don't you get, mate? Everyone's in the 8 for finals. So I'll give you a $2 because usually you're pretty spot on, but everyone makes a mistake now and then. Oh, sorry, boys. Have to get back to babysitting duties.
All right, there you go. Well, Scoey's not here, so I'll go into bat for him. I think he meant the top 4. The 2 teams outside the top 4 that can make some noise, Carlton, GWS, and of course GWS probably going to win the premiership.
Obviously.
So there you go. I think instead of top 8,
he meant top 4.
Yep, there you go.
Hi guys, love the show. Keep up the great work. My fine is to the commentary team of the GNFL Grand Final. After Harry Taylor misses from directly in front at the 8-minute 40-second mark of the last quarter, the commentators, like a bunch of noobs, say the wrong scoreline. They say 8-5-53. He should have said 8-6-54. Anyway, 1 minute later, Trent Simpson kicks a goal. And again, the commentator says the incorrect scoreline. He should have said 9-6-60, but says 9-5-59. 20 seconds later, the person who's running the scoreboard changes it to match what the commentator has announced. So I wonder, if the players would have done anything differently on the field if they knew the correct scoreline. And the end result was a huge cock-up, and I really feel for the Railways team. So here's the fine. 2 cartons of shelter to go to the Railways Football Club. That's it. All right.
He obviously works at Railways.
Yeah.
So he's potting the commentator for saying the score that was on the scoreboard and not potting the scoreboard guy for not updating it properly. All right, that's fair enough, mate. 2 cartons of shelter to Railways Footy Club.
I love the accuracy. You
love it, yeah.
If you're going to be a score person, get it right.
Be accurate, yep.
G'day, you handsome devils. Mike Oxmall here.
Yeah.
Now, I've got a bone to pick with you lot.
Sure.
You're going to have to empty your pockets because all 3 of you are getting a $10. Wow. Now, on your live event, you guys have mentioned the integrity of the Brownlow.
Yep.
Which I thought was hilarious. When you guys have got a Backman's Award, you're handing out votes to absolute scrubs. Darcy Moore didn't even get a mention. I don't even think he got 1 fucking vote. You refuse to tell the criteria. You take 3 votes of Harris Andrews for literally walking into the centre square and fucking pinging one from 60, showing the forwards how easy it is. Scully scored one like that, and he goes on about it every week.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have got votes.
But no, you're taking the votes of Harris. And I thought, geez, that's stupid. But then, as a live event happened, I realised, obviously Harris has no time for you idiots. So, and you've got Jack Buckley's number, so you've rigged the competition so you can ring Jack Buckley the night of the bloody event you had. So you can show everyone how cool you are, name dropping and stuff. Disgraceful, boys. How he didn't make the Australian team is sickening. You put in Cal Wilkie, who plays for a team that has 60 men behind the ball. Disgraceful. And Dan Const whinging about Jono Brown when we have people making special comments like Dermot Brereton, who just sounds like he's been on the cans for 6 hours beforehand.
That's true.
Kelly Underwood, who, don't even get me started.
The Orange team.
Boys, your Brisbane hate needs to stop now. Scully going on about them not being able to win away from home. It's just disgusting.
Well, they haven't won a premiership in a while.
All right, that's me. Love you. Bye.
All right. Well,
love you too. Okay, so I think I could hear the Gold Coast. He's from Brisbane, though.
Sounds like Brisbane. I've got obviously some initial rebuttals.
Yes.
Go and fuck yourself, firstly. Don't you ever talk about Jack Buckley in that way and say that we give out votes to scrubs. I don't think there is a single backman in the competition that is a scrub.
Firstly, can I just add to that?
That would be secondly. But
sorry, yes.
I went first.
Secondly, this is 1B.
Yeah.
This isn't the criteria, but go look at how many one-on-ones in the AFL last season were like player stats one-on-ones. Go see who's the top of that list.
Who is it?
It's Jack Buckley.
Oh, there you go. So, I mean, yeah.
So the man is doing things in the back line.
Darcy Moore orchestrates. He's not even the best defender in his team. Isaac Quaynor is way better than him. So, in terms of being a defender. So, I think when you are obviously a massive Brisbane fan, I get that. Harris Andrews kicking a goal disqualifies him from getting a vote. That's the way it goes. We're not rigging the votes.
No.
I've got Harris Andrews' phone number if I wanted to go and get that. I don't actually have it on me, but I know people that do. And so... it's not that we rigged the system. We only had Jack Buckley's number because he won the award and we got his number to call him.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever slander Jack Buckley and other backmen again, you can go and fuck yourself with a fork.
Jeepers. All right.
G'day, fellas. Sharon McCock around here. Just like to say a huge thank you to the massive swinging dick of Dan Const. Also, Scully, Hammer, hello.
Thanks, mate.
Okay.
Dan, you've saved us a shitload of time in New Zealand. We've been skipping everywhere. You're not wrong. It's half the time.
Mm.
So yeah, literally half the time travelled. So if you'd like to send us your BSB details, flick it through. I would gladly put a $5 donation in to the BackChat Podcast. On ya, keep it up.
And lick my hairy balls here.
So, Jaden, could you pause this for us? I think we had that one last week.
Yeah.
So, just wanted to hear it.
Maybe
I didn't orchestrate that.
Maybe it's another guy in New Zealand who's also skipping.
No, I think we had that last week. Is that might be all of them then? Yeah.
Wow.
There we go.
I think that was just two blokes in New Zealand. I feel like that would
Another
be more.
two.
Another two guys
That
in New
makes more
Zealand.
sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot more
plenty
sense.
I've already wrapped the show once. I'm not going to do it again.
Sure.
Go back about 4 minutes, listen to that bit again, and pretend that it's happening now. Patrons, stick around because we're going to talk about your uncle for a minute and play this bit.